Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. So how did the Dreame L40S do at my house after 3 months? So in this video, I'm going to give you the 3-month real world test results. We'll see how it scored, but I'm also going to show you how to do all the cleaning. We're going to change the dust bag. We're also going to cut the dust bag open. We're going to wash everything that we can on the mop pad. We're going to reset the maintenance reminders, and I'll give you links to everything that I'm using, the tools and everything. Now, this robot, Dreame L40S, I did purchase it with my own money. I wasn't paid for this video. Now, when this robot first came out about 4 or 5 months ago, it was kind of expensive, about $1,000. And it's definitely not a $1,000 robot, but today it is on sale on Amazon for $549. Okay, so this is starting to get to be a pretty reasonable price. Now, this robot actually performed okay in my studio, but when I took it to my house, it actually performed very well. And I was very happy with it. Now let's go in and check the cleaning history on this one. 56 cycles, and you can see it just, look at all the green. The green dot means it just started on its own and finished on its own. It didn't need any help from me. Now once in a while it might bother me, and then I would tell it to go home. But 56 cycles, the hassle factor on this was practically nil. I absolutely love it. So it cleaned my basement. It washed the mop twice, dust collected 5 times. You know, there's the cleaning pattern. I do have a couple no-go zones. Nothing too major though, but I got a lot of obstacles and it just did a good job. I'm very, very pleased with it. Now, it doesn't have a dirt detection sensor. That's why you don't see a dirt level on any of these cleanings. And every time I just had it do the Clean Genius, there it mopped the wash 3 times, so I just had it do a Clean Genius every time. So you may be getting maintenance reminders, accessory usage of when it's time to change filters, side brush, main brush. The sensors I've kind of let go. I haven't done a whole lot to this robot, so I sometimes kind of neglect them, but I'm going to show you how to do all the cleaning. Now, the base station, it says it kind of cleans itself, and there is a function that cleans it. We'll do it. I don't think it works very well. So the robot has to be powered on and docked with the mop pads. And let's go into, I've got water in the clean water tank. Let's just do it real quick. I don't think it works very well. Let's go down to dock settings, all the way to the bottom, wash, start washing the white baseboard. We're going to have to get in there and scrub it ourselves, but it's using the robot to spin the mop pads. It's going to put some hot water down there and then suck it up into the dirty water tank. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, it takes less than a minute, but you know, is it that much cleaner? Maybe, but it doesn't clean this. So I recommend some of this spray solution, this kind of spray it. Now I will put a link to this brush, but it's on my website, justadadapproved.com. And all the robots that I highly recommend are on my website, justadadapproved.com. We'll see exactly what this thing scores and if it's worthy of getting my Just a Dad Approved sticker. This is probably the one downfall I don't like. You know, this part self-cleans, but you got to get in there with a rag. Roborock kind of has this figured out where you pull the whole tray out. But this isn't too terribly bad. Okay, that's pretty clean. We're going to take this to the sink and clean it. Okay, up top, there is a little bit of maintenance to do the clean water tank. That's a hard water deposit ionizing tablets. That needs replaced after 3 years. There is a filter at the end of this down there in the little tabs that needs cleaned once in a while. But if you're getting a bunch of hard scale deposits in there, you may have to descale it. Now the dirty water tank, there's not much else up here, but this will need some maintenance. These things stink. But I'm also going to show you some cleaning tricks. So there's how much water it used to clean that base. Now the replacement parts, I got a dust bag, 2 mop pads. I'll put links to all of these in the show description notes, but the easiest place to find is on my website, justadadapproved.com, and a new filter. You can wash the filter in there, but I like having an extra one. Side brush if we need to replace it. Now up here is the dust bag. Now you simply just pull it out. We are going to cut it open. This one's not super full. My basement's getting really clean, and these vacuums just aren't picking up a whole lot anymore. But take the new bag. You're going to slide it in. Now here's the trick. We want to kind of put the bag in here, but make sure this area right here is flush. And there's a little area for that to go into. So push it in. That should be flush. And kind of put it there. Now, the solution, I filled this up with solution. I put my solution in the clean water tank. They don't let us, you know, the machine figures out the mixture ratio for you, but they don't tell us how much it does or how much it uses. Now, Dreame's never going to allow it, but I put my Shark Vac Mop solution in my clean water tank every time I fill it up. Now, we do want to make sure and turn the robot off. Hold the power button. All right. So I do get this question a lot. Do robot vacuum cleaners actually work? And yes, they do. My basement is an example because it's getting super clean to the point where when these robots go, they're not picking up much anymore. But there is a little bit left. Normally these bags would be full after running a couple months in my basement. But you can see I have a dog. It's getting all the pet hair. Kind of a label looks like or something. Lots of crumbs, lots of dirt and debris. There's all the dirt and debris. There's the confetti from the earlier testing. But the main thing I want to show you is these things don't leak. Like there's no leak. There's a seal here. You just throw this away and put a new one in. And it keeps all the dirt and debris inside there. You're not getting like dust leaking out around here or anything. So, all right. Okay, let's direct our attention to the robot. Let's take the dustbin out. We're going to clean this. Now, this filter here, that's why I say get an extra one. These are reusable, but you should be cleaning this every couple weeks because you lose suction. There's a lever right here. Just pull up. It's very dirty. So you can see mine is completely packed. I did not clean mine every 2 weeks. I should have, or I would have had better suction. This is the number one thing I tell people to increase your, keep your suction power at its best. So this can all be washed. Let it dry in the sun, but if it's the winter, put it over a register. This is doing pretty good. This is the trap door. You can see there is some hair stuck around it, but not too bad actually. Nothing here. It didn't suck up too much. There's a little bit of water. Maybe it's sucked up or just really fine dirt. I can just blow this out or I can rinse it out with water, but I got to make sure and let it dry. I'm trying to see. Normally there's a flap to let air in. That's the flap to let air out. Okay. Guess there's not one of those two little flaps. Normally there's a flap to let air in when it's empty in it, so it must use this to come through there. Okay. All right, there are some sensors here. This is a reverse sensor, charging sensors. That's where it fills the robot up. This is the auto empty port. You can see that's really clear. Go around the front here. Now the sensor on the front, you want to clean this every 30 hours. There's no sensor here on the side. Side brush is looking in pretty good shape, but we want to kind of wipe it off. Now that sensor is really dirty. Now it's clean. All right, up here again, yeah, nothing else. Make sure there's nothing in the LiDAR. I've got this little blower here. Turn it on. I'll put a link to this. This is on my website also. Make sure the bumper is free to move. Now we're going to flip the robot over. It does have these climbing wheels. I thought they worked okay. I didn't notice a super big difference with the climbing over thresholds. Now, the mop pads. So we can take these off. They're just held on with a magnet. You can put these in your, ooh, these are pretty dirty. You can put these in your laundry to freshen them up. These don't necessarily need replaced, but they're getting close. See how you're starting to get fray and really flat? That'll start to fray the most right there. You'll start losing fibers. So these got a lot, even though the base station's cleaning them, they got a lot of embedded dirt, you can see. So here are the new ones. So it's always good to have some extra ones. I'll put these in the laundry, freshen them up. These look in pretty good shape. I'm going to wipe this down. We're getting some little crud. Maybe from me using that solution too much, my Shark Vac Mop solution. Yeah, it's getting a little sticky. Huh. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay. Let's do this. Well, let's do the sensor. That's the easiest. So these are the cliff sensors, these little glass windows. You just wipe those off. There's 4 of them. There's the carpet sensor. Again, if you've got this blower, go to the lowest setting, just kind of blow a little air on it. That wheel is spinning free. I don't see any hair caught in either one of these wheels on either side. All right, we're in good shape. Pinch these, lift it straight up. We'll have to wash this. This got pretty dirty. Here is the brush roller. This is the dual brush roller for anti-tangle. Lift it up. We'll have to wipe that off. It does a good job of getting nothing tangling around it. Now these just pull off. So pull that. We're going to wash this. These get extremely dirty. They don't need to be replaced that often. Unless you get something caught in there, you'll get like a screw that'll kind of rub these raw. But we're going to wash these, wash this one. You can't get them mixed up because they're color coded. I might just blow this off. It's getting pretty dirty, but that's got metal in there with a bearing. Maybe I don't want to get that wet. So now the side brush, it's in pretty bad shape. Let's replace it. I may have to do a separate video on these side brushes because it takes a number 2 Phillips, I'm pretty sure. It's all about getting, no, it's a number 1 Phillips. It's all about getting that screw tight. These things have a tendency to fall off. So you want to hold this, and you can see it's not super tight, taking it off. Okay. It's geared, so it's got like a gear. Make sure there's nothing around here. Yep, we're in good shape. You can't really extend that. That might break it. You know, I might get a little bit more use out of it, but I want to show people this is what a new one looks like. It comes with the screw. Save your old one just in case this thing may pop off and you may lose the screw or something. But putting the new one on, it's geared so it can go any way. But you want to hold this, but you want to get it pretty tight. These things really have a tendency of falling off. This design is just, I think, kind of a bad design. All right, hold it, hold everything really good. Keep turning. I mean, I turn it till it almost breaks. I may break one sometime. That's not a very good design in my opinion. Okay, again, the easiest place to find everything I'm going to be using. This is the solution I use in my clean water tank. This is the cleaning brush, spray solution. These are the Effordent tablets, which we put in the dirty water tank. This is my website, justadadapproved.com. I do use links, so if you purchase any of the products off of my website or in this video, the product's not going to cost you anymore, but I do earn a small commission from the sale. Okay, dirty water tank's empty. They get really stinky. Spray this stuff in there. This will help kill all the germs. This is just the best brush in the world. Scrub everywhere. Now, every time you empty this, you don't have to scrub it every time. I do rinse mine out, but every time you empty it, put one of these Effordent tablets in there. It kills the bacteria as it fills up with dirty water. There's my cleaning hack. Okay, this is the most satisfying part of my job. Again, these are reusable. And they clean up really nice. It's just getting them to dry can be tricky, especially in the wintertime. Putting on a heat register will help. All right. Now again, sometimes I use this Dawn spray for the brush rollers. Get everything nice and soaking. And then you'll be really shocked how much dirt comes off of these. And they're still good. They just need cleaned. And they got to dry too. I'll show you a little cleaning trick. What I do a lot of times to get things to dry quicker, I use that brush. Look at that dirty water come off of these. Wow. And this dual brush roller design does a good job. These typically aren't too bad, but we'll give them a clean anyway. Now the dustbin can be pretty dirty. It's probably the hardest thing to get dry. Just because there's so many crevices and stuff. But don't forget about the door. It gets really dirty too. All right. Okay, here's a little cleaning trick. Use the blower to blow them off. It doesn't get everything completely dry, but it does help the process out quite a bit. especially with this. And then wipe it off as you're blowing it off. Okay, this part, we're gonna get a damp cloth. There's where the water comes out. Again, wipe the reel, but this, you wanna be very careful. There's a membrane right here. If you damage that, that ruins the robot. But it does need cleaned a little bit. Just be careful. Be careful. You get your blower. Be careful of the carpet sensor. Don't blow direct air into it. It does suck up a little bit of water. Not too bad, though. Again, can't stress that enough. Be careful of that. Okay, this cleaned up really well. Let me show you another trick with the mop pads I've learned the hard way. Is take your mop pad, put it on, but make sure you engage the Velcro. Push down in lots of places. Otherwise, it'll start to come up. And another little trick is if your robot, sometimes these mop pads are, well, you just make sure they're screwed on. I'm going to miss that. If that's kind of up, just kind of screw it down a little bit. But there, those are on. Let's take these. Brown, oh, I forgot to clean that a little bit. Brown to brown, it just slides on. You may have to line it up. Click it into place. Same with this. Line that, just move the rod a little bit, click it into place. Find the arrow. Brown to brown, 2 arrows, go in at an angle. May have to turn them. They should go down. The main thing, that's going to be flush. Get the side brush out of the way. Find your ears, put the front ears in first. Wiggle it back and forth, rotate it down, click it into place, lift it up, put your finger right here. Make sure you can't lift this top cover off. And wipe the top off. Dustbin. New filter. Yeah, make sure make sure it's flush. Clicks into place. And I forgot to wash this. It's not too bad though. And let's go reset all the filters. When you dock it, it's going to turn it on. Our robot, here's our robot. Go to the settings, accessories. I mean, I did replace it. It had a little bit more time. Hit reset, but that needs cleaned every couple weeks. Side brush, I did replace it. It had 85 more hours, or no. The main brush, it's only half its life left, so I'm not going to reset that because I just cleaned it. Sensors, I did clean those. Mop pads, replace as needed, everything else. Oh, there's that scale inhibitor in the clean water tank. That's 3 years. Okay, now it's time to go over the scoring. As we can see here, hassle factor, I never had to hassle with this. Hair test, did great. Corner sweep, does really good. Again, just on hardwood floor, no robot can really corner sweep carpets yet. Cleaning and mopping, it doesn't have a dirt detection sensor, so I wish it would go back and kind of re-mop some areas. Clutter test, this is an okay obstacle avoidance sensor. There are some that are just a little bit better. Overall score, 4.5. This is a wait for a deal. Since that price I originally saw was just so high, this is going to be a Just a Dad approved robot vacuum cleaner. Wait for a deal. And that deal needs to be somewhere like right now, $550. Is this worth $550? It actually is. This is actually a really good robot for that price, what you're getting. When it first came out, it was just too expensive. They dropped 3 of these all at once. And I'm reviewing all 3 of them right now. I've got not the CE, but the AE at my house right now. And it's doing really well too. They were just super expensive when they first came out. And again, when this robot goes on sale, I'll send an email out. So I probably need to go to my computer and send an email out saying this one is Just a Dad approved. It's on sale for $550. Was normally $1,000. It's not a $1,000 robot. But for that price, yes, wait for a deal, Just a Dad approved. So I just brought the Matrix 10 from my house, and I just brought the Aqua. This is going to get a lot of views, I think. I had this at my house for 3 months. I'll let you know exactly how it did. There's a sneak peek. Just finished up the video on the Dreame D20. This was the surprise of the year. Vacuum only. It's got a mop pad. Don't install it. Vacuum only, this is the one to buy. Full, even if it's full price is $300, but typically it goes on sale, which is even better. And I'm getting ready to do these videos, the 3-month real world test on the Mobius 60 and the Z60. I also have a new, series out called Advertisement versus Reality. So whatever these robots are advertising, like the Roborock Curve 2 advertised it picking up ketchup. Well, I threw some ketchup on the floor and we just saw what it did. It actually did really well. I'm super excited for that 3-month test. I think that it's got the potential to be my gold standard 2025 pick of the year because wow, other than corner cleaning, I know it doesn't do that, but it just does so much other stuff really well. So pretty excited about that robot and for what 2026 has to bring. So again, let me know what you think of this scoring system. I've spent a lot of time figuring this out. I was doing check marks and gold stars and I spent days. I was using ChatGPT. It really does help, but it can give you too much work sometimes. But came up with the scoring system, the chart, all of that's going to be on my website. Again, the website's under construction. I have a website now. It's very basic. It's got all the robots that I highly recommend, but things are changing so fast. I'm making a new website that's going to have so much more information for you, the consumer. I don't want you spending your money on a bad robot. You can spend $900, get a piece of junk, or you can spend $900 and get an absolute amazing robot. So that's what I'm here for, to get you the best robot, the best price. JustADadApproved.com. Sign up for my email list. When ones I recommend go on sale, I send an email out. So again, let me know if you like this type of video. Let me know. I'll also be doing just a short video just to give you the update on the actual robot. So again, all the links for everything I used on this are on my website, JustADadApproved.com, and in the description. Thanks everybody for watching.